The directionless project manager. Once upon a time in the bustling town of Projectville lived a PMP-certified project manager named Marvin Muddlefoot. Despite his impressive certification, Marvin found himself in a peculiar predicament. While his peers climbed the ladder of corporate success after getting equipped with leadership coaching and mentoring, Marvin's career seemed to be firmly planted on the ground floor. His journey, marked not by the projects managed, but by opportunities passed by, is a tale of unexpected twists and unfortunate turns. Marvin Muddlefoot, with his PMP certification proudly in hand after his ordeal in the dingy, dim-lit room called a exam test center, envisioned himself leading high-stakes projects, commanding rooms with his insights, and being the go-to person for solving complex problems. However, the cap on Marvin's poor leadership seemed to define his every decision. Life, with its own sense of humor, had other plans instead of boardrooms and business suits. Within a couple of years, Marvin, due to the economic downturn and his inability to distinguish himself as one of the top 10% of project managers, found himself without a job. As a result of this, he decided to apply to a well-known place, the Depot. Marvin found his calling amidst the aisles of a Home Depot hardware store. It wasn't the projects that were complex, but rather the challenge of finding the right size of a screw in an ocean of hardware supplies. The irony of his situation was not lost on Marvin. Here he was, a certified master of project management, now mastering the art of guiding bewildered DIY enthusiasts and professional contractors alike to their desired plumbing fixtures and electrical supplies. Now it's a job someone has to do, but with a PMP with so much brain power on process and order, it was unfortunate that he did not meet his initial dream. His days were filled not with Gantt charts and stakeholder meetings, but unfortunately with color swatches for home makeovers and the occasional request to locate the elusive left-handed screwdriver for a jesting customer. Marvin's colleagues at Home Depot quickly grew fond of him. They dubbed him the project manager of Aisle 9, a title Marvin wore with a mix of pride and bemusement. He approached his work with the same diligence and organization as he would $1 million project. Inventory was meticulously managed, customer queries were handled with utmost importance, and the aisle for nuts and bolts were the epitome of efficiency under his watch. Yet, in the quiet moments between the hustle and bustle of retail life, Marvin couldn't help but wonder what could have been had he taken more risks, had he embraced the unknown with open arms. Maybe his path would have been different. Perhaps he would have been at the helm of some innovative projects, leading teams to achieve the impossible. But in these musings, Marvin realized something profound. Success, perhaps, he thought, isn't always measured by titles or the scale of one's projects. And so Marvin Muddlefoot, the directionless PMP, certified PM, turned Home Depot hero, found contentment in his unexpected career until into the store one day walked his buddy Phil. "Hey Marvin, how you doing? I'm surprised to find you here," Phil said. Oh, well, I just decided I'd settle down in a job that I could hold down because project management seemed to be a little bit too difficult for me. What are you talking about, Marvin? You are one of my best students, Phil said. Well, as fate would have it, I guess I didn't manage my leadership and my directions properly, so I ended up here in Home Depot. Well, Marvin, I think you should come to my next class. It's happening this Saturday and Sunday. What are you doing on Saturday and Sunday this weekend? Well, I thought I'd pick up some overtime, groaned Marvin. Well, there's absolutely no reason for you to do overtime, especially if there's something more pressing and more important, like coming for a PMP graduate bootcamp where you can learn the game and get good and great with all the knowledge you have. It's one thing to have the knowledge, but it's another thing to get great, Phil said. I think that makes sense. After all, I do know my processes, and I do remember quite a bit of Agile you taught me. In fact, I have a Kanban board here in the store, said Marvin. Well, Marvin, said Phil, I think you should come over for my course, and you want to go to the website. It's pmp.leadershipstreet.com. Marvin took down the website hurriedly, and on that Saturday and Sunday, Marvin discovered his true potential. It wasn't about getting certified, but beyond the certification, it was about confidence. It was about being influential in his strength. It was about being empowered. He learned from Phil 3 very important components of the PMP, which often go untapped. P is for power. You must empower yourself as a project management professional. Don't wait for your organization to empower you. You empower yourself by taking giant steps and strides towards your definite chief aim in life. Not in the workplace, but on a grander scale. Have a definite chief aim is one of the things Marvin learned from Phil. Secondly, Marvin learned what the M means. You've got to motivate yourself. You've got to be around people who motivate you, who push you from the realm of comfort to the realm of discomfort, where stretch goals trigger growth. It is very important that we see motivation as something we do on the regular. Motivating is like bathing, said Zig Ziglar. We don't say, oh, I had one yesterday, so I guess I won't have one today. No. So, we ignite the fire. Motivation is not a constant. It fluctuates all through life, all through projects, all through the day, all through your tenure in a firm. So recognizing and understanding phases of motivation is vital for PMPs to keep the flames of motivation burning when their zeal or desire for tools and techniques and methods and models and artifacts wanes. Consider a case where a software development team's initial excitement waned during testing. Consider Marvin's case, where his propensity to stay dogged and rugged waned when looking for project management employment. Lastly, one more P, pragmatism. You gotta make it pragmatic. Pragmatism just means you are able to see the value in what you do and reconcile it with what needs to be done on a job description, for example. Or you're able to see parallels between what you've studied for your project management professional and use it in the real world. or take what you've learned in the real world and see parallels of the definitions in the guide, thus making you a better mentor, coach, or trainer of others. Because after you get PMP certified, you should motivate others to do the same. You should empower people, as my mentor, Mary Hirschner, did and said, Phil, you'll make a great PMP. She gave me that power by empowering me with books and content and material. Do you know that as a PMP, you could empower others by exposing them to my content? I have content all over the web. pmradio.org, study.pmradio.org, and many more. pmp.pmradio.org. So, power, motivate, pragmatize. These are the things we are going to hone in on when we meet on Saturday and Sunday, February 24th and 25th. If you are a project manager and you are certified as a PMP, but never been to a PMP graduate bootcamp, and of course you haven't, because this is new. It's a different initiative. This is where we are looking under the hood of the project management professional to identify what needs to be done in addition to ace the game of life as a PMP. Power, motivation, and pragmatism. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget, go on down to the website, pmp.leadershipstreet.com. Sign up, and let's begin the next phase of your journey. Thank you, and bye for now. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.